Next, President Donald Trump lashing out at his own supporters over their demands for the Epstein files to be made public. It's rumoured there are revelations that might be harmful to Trump over his frequentation of the billionaire sex offender who died in prison in mysterious circumstances in August 2019. Photographs of Trump and Epstein together are being widely shared. While this per se proves nothing, it is fueling conspiracy theories that have forced Trump to speak out. Let's bring in Fraser Jackson, our correspondent with his finger on the pulse in Washington. Fraser, good evening to you. Trump has enjoyed stoking conspiracy theories himself, hasn't he? Not so happy at being on the receiving end.
Yeah, it certainly seems that the flames of this that he has been peddling for many years, as have many on the right-hand sides of US politics, and especially the MAGA movement, well, now those flames that he's been fanning are licking at the doors of the Oval Office. Now, Trump's tone on this has shifted significantly in the last few days. He kind of dismissed everything a few days ago. The 12th of July, just last Saturday, Trump wrote, "What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening." That, of course, after the Justice Department released a report saying that there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list, and that basically the Epstein files are basically something of nothing. Now, Donald Trump told his supporters not to waste time and energy on Epstein. He said that he was somebody that nobody cares about, but the online conspiracy theorists and conspiracy theories themselves have not stopped, and that ultimately led to Donald Trump getting ratioed for the first time in the history of his social media platform, Truth Social. That, for people who are not so au fait with internet language, means when more people comment on something rather than liking a post, which on the internet tends to signal disagreement with that post. And now Trump has changed his tune completely. He is now saying that the Epstein files are a hoax created by the Democrats, which some Democrats are arguing makes no sense, because it effectively would have to mean that Democrats would have had to create these fake files to destroy Donald Trump's career, but then allow him to be elected twice and never release these files, and then wait for him to get into power to release the files himself. So a significant chunk of Trump's own supporters aren't buying that line either. Well, Trump now lashing out at those supporters who say that the Epstein conspiracy theory is being covered up now by Donald Trump himself. He said that these people were stupid Republicans. He said, "My past supporters have bought into this, sorry for this language, bullshit, hook, line, and sinker," continuing that, "Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore." This then has lit a fire in MAGA world, and a lot of people watching onwards have said that this is the biggest rift that they have seen in Donald Trump's political coalition, and Donald Trump is actually adding fuel to the flames now by using this kind of language and enraging a lot of the people who support him the most online.
Is this then making MAGA, Make America Great Again, the movement that Trump is, creating, is this making MAGA doubt their own president right now?
I think really, Mark, this is a very interesting moment. This is something that we've not seen since the emergence of the MAGA movements over a decade ago, around a decade ago now. And I think that's really because of one thing. And this is not a kind of economic policy or a foreign policy. This really is striking at the heart of what the MAGA movement is. A lot of the very early believers and the most hardcore believers of MAGA really believed that there was a democratic deep state that is basically trying to protect an elite circle of pedophiles. Remember Hillary Clinton and the Pizzagate and the pizza parlor? That has been going on for years. And now Donald Trump, who put himself forward as the man who was going to, yes, albeit imperfectly, he was going to cast light on this and dispel the deep state and be the person that went against what these politicians have been saying and basically outed everybody. Now they see him, some of these people on the right, they see him as being part of that establishment who is now saying that the Epstein files don't exist and don't mean anything. So now a lot of people are starting to turn against Donald Trump, and you just have to look at the replies on Truth Social to see that. One person that I looked at last night in Donald Trump's latest tweet about this, he said, "So prove it was a hoax instead of bashing your so-called past supporters, because this isn't helping your midterm chances." Another person said, "Well, why was Epstein in prison then? How about Ghislaine Maxwell? All for a hoax? I don't think so. This is the hill we all die on." Another the hill we all die on, sorry. Another person said, "This is your Waterloo, Mr. President. Blaming people like me who have stood by you through thick and thin is disloyalty. Without us, you are nothing but a bully running out of choices." Now remember, these are the words coming from people who liked Donald Trump enough to download and make an account on his own social media website. And now these are the kind of replies that he's getting to his posts. And each one of these comments is getting thousands of likes on them as well. So there certainly is a change in momentum here. And a lot of Donald Trump's most ardent supporters in the kind of MAGA influencer circles are saying that this could very well consume Donald Trump's presidency, and especially as the midterms now are around just over a year away in 2026 in November.
Fraser Jackson in Washington. It's never a quiet moment, is it? Thank you very much indeed for that explanation about the what we could term Epstein gate, I suppose. And the fact is, Trump did frequent Epstein. There are photographs that prove that, videos that prove that too. We've been showing them during Fraser's explanation of the situation. Do they prove anything? That's the question, I suppose. But nonetheless, perhaps some clarification should be coming from the president. Fraser Jackson, thank you very much indeed.